welcome to your Oracle and Tarot spread for the month ahead. I hope all is well on your side of things. So taking a look at your Oracle messages to begin with, you have your higher self from the Quantum. So yeah, I feel like you're really starting to feel good about a decision that you're coming to. I feel like for a long time you've been putting this off. Whatever this decision was that your higher self was guiding you towards making, whatever you know deep down is the right decision, what feels good to you, what feels like is truly aligned to what you truly want. I feel like your ego was not having any of it for a period of time. Maybe because you felt like you would have to perhaps apologize or maybe reach out to someone and you felt really uncomfortable to do so. Maybe it felt awkward because there's been radio silence between the two of you for some time, or even a group of people, right? Could be. But whatever the situation is, I feel like you making this decision to finally cave in to your higher wisdom and actually just sit down and have this conversation is making you feel really good. It's almost like lifting a weight off your shoulders because you know that it's way overdue at this point, and it's actually gonna get rid of this stagnant energy that's just been hanging around for a long time, right? It's gonna free you up energetically, emotionally. You're gonna feel really good about the decision, and it's like finally a breath of fresh air, right? Other than having this gray cloud just looming and trailing behind you. So it's definitely going to serve you is what I feel, regardless of how things pan out in the situation. I do feel like it's just going to finally clear away the cobwebs. With a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. You could have Cancer in your chart or be dealing with one, but regardless, I feel like, again, this is a conversation long overdue. This is something, and the air needed to be cleared. I'm getting that very strongly as a message. The air needed to be cleared. There needed to be closure so that the two of you or the group of you can move forward, depending on whatever the situation is. Could be romantic, could be platonic, could be work related, could be just about anything. So we'll have to see. And it could be very different for each person as well. Bearing in mind it's a general reading. So, but I feel like there was definitely something that needed to finally be addressed after a period of just avoiding it entirely. And with uncovering confidence from the healing mantra, your mantra is, I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. So I'll say that again. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. So that's a great one. And that's it. You may have had your confidence knocked for some time, or maybe the person you were dealing with was not feeling very confident to reach out, right? Because they maybe felt like you wouldn't give them the time of day, or maybe you felt like you wouldn't be given the time of day. But now you're feeling like you've mustered the courage to actually reach out and have this conversation because you have something worth saying, you have something worth listening to. Whatever fears you had around being dismissed, or being treated like your voice wasn't valid, that your feelings wasn't valid, right? You're realizing that's unfounded, right? That what you want is just as important as what anyone else wants, right? So you're coming forward now, and I feel like you're regaining that sense of self-worth and getting that validation from yourself to yourself has made a massive change in your life, right? Because you're no longer needing that from anything external. It's coming from you, from your higher self, right? So this is you essentially validating your thoughts and feelings rather than dismissing them based on this situation here. So we'll take a look and see what this could be specifically for you. Okay. Yep, so this was definitely forcing you to face your fears and listen to, again, your higher judgment. This was something karmic, I feel. And when we use the word karmic in these circles, a lot of people automatically think, oh no, this was something terrible. No, karmic literally means that there was a karmic contract or a karmic debt. There was a soul contract here, right? Something needs to be resolved. There was a lot of karma tied into this situation based on how people reacted, how people responded to certain situations, to you know, whatever took place here. And your actions and your words and your energy, your thoughts, all of that matters, as well as your behavior, as you know, not just how you act, but what you speak into existence matters. It all carries karma, okay? That's why we say use your words wisely, because they have power, hence spelling, okay? All right. Let's see, but this was significant. I feel like this was something that needed to transpire. Why is this? So half the deck is upside down. I need to fix this after this reading. Anyway, it was something that needed to transpire though, in order for you to understand this. Okay, like it was a process that led to an elevated understanding of how powerful your thoughts, your words, your beliefs, your feelings really are, right? All of these things matter. And you're coming to realize that now. Maybe there was some aspect of yourself, possibly on an emotional level, that you didn't validate, right? You didn't give validation to your emotions, possibly. And that's what this experience taught you to do, right? That emotions do matter, and you can't just simply dismiss them with your ego, right? But we'll get into it. So, first card out, the devil, okay? Capricorn energy. So you could have it in your chart or be dealing with one, but this is what I'm talking about. This was a situation, a connection that became very karmic because of detrimental beliefs that were being held about how relationships should be, or how emotions should be seen and processed. I feel like the ego was a big factor here. I feel like the ego was off kilter, right? So maybe looks and material wealth and fame and fortune and credibility and things of that nature took precedence over the love that existed in the connection. But that is being transformed here, right? That is changing because you are listening to your intuition with the priestess here, right? That would be the high priestess, Pisces energy. You could be a Pisces, Aries, Cuspa, or have it in your chart. But this is speaking of discernment, but through the lens of intuition, empathy, right? Psychic awareness. This is also a sense of that deep inner knowing that we all have. Whether we register it or not is another thing, but we all have it. There are some things that we just know as a universal truth, you know? And I feel like that is what you're coming to accept, that you just know that it's way overdue and it's something that needs to be addressed. Because if you don't address it, it's just always going to hang over you as a black cloud. It's something that, it's almost like a brick wall that you're going to keep running into. Because you can't evade this karma, right? It's attached to you. It's attached to you energetically. So rather than trying to flee from it, it's better to just face it head on. Look beyond the facade of the situation. Look at the bigger picture and see how that's going to impact you moving forward, right? And how you can really change this for the better. And I feel like that's what you're deciding to do. Because I feel like whoever you're dealing with, right, could be a water sign. There's very strong water placements here, right? Because we also have the King of Cups following that. So we have all three water signs. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. Or someone who has very watery chart, possibly. But regardless, this is about both of you needing to heal this karma. Because you're both carrying a lot of pain from this still. Regardless of whether you admit it or not, it's still there beneath the surface. So it's time to address this once and for all. And like I said, with King of Cups, Scorpio energy, this is about becoming not just confident, but truly comfortable with your emotional body, okay? This is truly integrating your emotions. This is also a sense of emotional intelligence, being able to reach people on that emotive level and understand where they're coming from, empathize, but not get absorbed by the emotion. Finding that stability, having that stabilizing factor, regardless of what may come up in conversation, right? You need that basis to work from. If you don't have a strong emotional foundation, then of course this conversation will be a mess, right? You'll both get triggered and it will just lead to another dispute, disagreement, possibly parting ways again. So you see how there's twins here, right? And there is this water coming from the heart space. You both had to go through this process. I feel like there's a lot of mirroring here. And I feel like it's taught you both a lot about emotional maturity and how to love without possibly expectation or making superficial demands or something like that, okay? Something around the ego with the devil being there, okay? So next you have the Six of Swords, air energy. So that is coming out of choppy waters into smoother ones. This is about coming away from conflict into peace, okay? Conflict resolution, okay? So that's what I'm seeing with this. Overcoming the fears, the distortion of the ego, the shadow aspect that was triggered, all of those wounds that were perhaps surfacing as a result. Okay, coming away from all of that and whatever transpired in the past that broke this connection down, and coming to a place of mutual understanding and appreciation. Recognizing each other as a sovereign being and not as just, you know, your some whole being, the darker aspects of your natures, right? And whatever transpired in the past. Knowing that you're both whole and complete individuals. You have an ascendant aspect to yourself. You also have a shadow aspect. That's the art of being human, right? It's about reconciling that difference. It's not about leaning more one way or the other. It's about reconciling the two. That's what it truly means to be on the spiritual, evolutionary path, right? So that's what you're coming to understand about each other and yourselves. Again, this could not be reached without you going through this. So it's very profound. And again, karmic, but in a way that is truly benefiting not only the connection, but yourselves. Because sometimes, when we go through a karmic situation like this, yeah, it helps us, evolve, ascend, become wiser, become more stable, grow into ourselves. But sometimes, the connection completely dissolves because it serves its purpose. I don't feel like that's the case in this situation, though. I feel like this is helping to rebuild the connection as well, actually. That it's going to be built on a completely different foundation, so we'll see. But next you have the Tower, right? Scorpio energy again. So Scorpio is coming quite strong. This is also your energy, Aries, right? With the Tower. So when something is broken, it can be rebuilt or fixed. And I feel like this is what it's about. The Tower had to fall. The illusion, the facade, okay, the false foundation had to be split apart for you to see the truth. That you and your person were both ignoring your intuition. You were both not really in the emotional space you needed to be in order to rebuild the foundation, which is why it had to come apart entirely, why the connection had to split apart, for you to both grow, to heal, to process, to evolve, to have new experiences, and then come back in a completely different, with a different perspective, maybe a bit more emotional and physical maturity, and then have the ability to rebuild using the right tools, okay, using the right materials, because of the experiences you've had since that have helped to solidify these ideas, these concepts, these notions, these beliefs that you've now formed, right, over what it takes to have a healthy, positive, stable connection. If this is love related, it'll have the romantic slump, but it doesn't have to be. Next, you have the Knight of Pentacles, okay? Virgo energy. So it could be a Virgo. We have some earth here as well as a lot of water, so yeah. But I feel like this is about, again, looking at this from a new lens and then taking the steps that you're guided to take. Yes, it can be scary putting yourself out there, especially as I feel like you're the one that's kind of initiating this Although it could be the other person that's doing that. But I feel like you are the one that's kind of coming to a place of acceptance. Maybe your person here has already done that, and it's taken you a while to get to that point of acceptance. Accepting things as they are, accepting things as they have been, but also accepting how you truly see this connection, how you truly feel about it, and what you actually want to do about it. That's the thing that I feel like has taken the most time, more than the acceptance of anything else. So now it's about taking those careful steps forward, coming from a place of thinking long term, not just a quick fix to smooth things over, patch it up. No, this needs to be rebuilt from the very foundations upwards. So, and you're aware of that, you're fully aware of that. But I do feel like whoever you're dealing with, okay, again, I'm getting strong senses of water sign here. They're very intuitive, right? This is someone who's clearly very intuitive, and they probably know that this is coming. But I feel like if you're wondering whether or not the door is open for that, it is. It feels like the door is. They're just waiting for you to take that step, is what I want to say. And especially because, as I say that, there is the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So they are waiting. They're waiting for their ships to come in. They're waiting for that initial domino, because you see the dominoes here? They're waiting for that initial domino to be flicked. And so the chain reaction begins, right? It all starts with a phone call, a message, right? That one thing to initiate contact, and that could be the thing that changes everything. I feel like, again, because you have the Empress underneath that, Taurus, Virgo energy could also be you though. I say Virgo, Libra. But this could be you though, Aries, right? You have everything that it takes. You see how with the higher self card, heart center's lit up. Heart center lit up. All of these planets pouring out, right? Like you are the creator of your reality. If you want to change the outcome, right, which you clearly seem to, then it's time to take the steps you're guided to take, because you might be surprised, you just might accomplish it, okay? So we're gonna have a look at this in more detail. So we'll go over to the extended now. If you're curious to learn more about what will happen when you take that step forward, or if this other person's taking that step forward, what is likely to be communicated, how that could pan out, any guidance that you need at this time that can help you to take that leap of faith and give you that confidence to do so. But also how to put your best foot forward as well, so you don't fall back into this fear mindset. You can find the link in the description box below for the extended, or you can join me on Patreon. I do have Patreon again, so you can find the link below for that. That will take you to the different tiers. I have zodiac sign specific tiers. If you go to Aries, you will see that you'll have early access to the monthlies, as well as the extended, but also exclusive readings you won't find anywhere else. So if you're curious about that, you can check that out below as well. Otherwise, if this is where we leave your reading, Aries, thank you so much for checking this out. I hope it helps. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the notifications bell so you know when your next set of readings are published. And yeah, you know what it is that you want to do. You know what you're guided to do at this time. So just go for it, is what I want to say. So sending you the best of luck with that, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.